We did it. We made it to 2021. Holy shit, my stomach just rumbled so bad. Holy crap. I'm that hungry. Fuck. So yes, we made it to 2021 and unfortunately, against everyone's expectations, the coronavirus is still plaguing this world. It didn't magically disappear like everyone thought as soon as the clock clicked 2021. Everyone didn't magically get cured. There's still a global pandemic and nothing really has changed except the 0 changed to a 1 at the end of 2002. So yeah, I actually made a joke on TikTok, 2021, as in like won the game, like 2021 was victorious. Anyway, enough jokes. I know I'm too funny sometimes. I can't help it. Natural comedian. Anyway, it's 2021. The coronavirus has not ended. People are still fucking shit. Bo is still a fucking lunatic. And this channel is still up and running. Fuck yeah, yeah. So guys, this is the first video back for 2021 and I'm looking forward to a great year of tons of videos. A mixture of topics, rants, story times, maybe a few Reddit stories, you know, just a whole bunch of shit. And Jay, of course, is going to continue to show the world his talent. I'd like to thank all the new subscribers for subscribing during our break. Welcome to the channel. You haven't missed out on a lot. There's like 60 videos we've uploaded. So you haven't seen them, you got a lot of catching up to do. And yeah, let's just have a kick-ass year. Let's all kill it, smash our goals. Let's be more determined than ever. And let's actually stick to our New Year's resolutions, which this year I didn't actually make one, but I'm going to make one right now. You know what, fuck it. I'm not going to make a resolution because I never stick to them anyway. I was going to say I want to get one video a week, but it's probably not going to happen. But you know what? Let's just have a good year. Let's treat people kindly, semi-kindly, if they deserve it. Actually, if they don't deserve it, just, you know, fuck them. But yeah, you know what? Just go out there, play for the team, put in your share of work, and let's win the fucking game this year. Let's win it. All right. Without further ado, let's get into the video. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty guys, today I've got a good story lined up for you. That story is about the first time I did shrooms, which was about a week and a half ago. So it was quite an interesting roller coaster of a night. I'll get into that. Before I do that, now I shouldn't have to justify why I'm growing my beard, but I know there's going to be one person in the comments saying cut it, blah blah blah. I don't know, just going to mention it. Unless it's good, don't mention it please. But anyway, A, because it feels good when I stroke it. B, because I've grown it for like 3.5 months and I just can't cut it. It's like cutting off my leg at this point. C, mama didn't raise no quitter, okay? It's like if I was on drugs, I wouldn't go to rehab if someone told me to, because that's a place where quitters go, and I'm not here to quit. So, I'm glad I got that out of the way. That explains the Jesus beard. And it's probably only going to get longer. I don't know what I'm going to do with it at this point. Alright, enough about that. Now, shrooms. Whew. Wowee. Now, I've done acid before. That's a story for another time, because that was a completely different experience. And I just sound like a fucking drug head right now, but you know what? Psychedelics, I think everyone, not everyone, only if you're spiritual enough, should try it. Like just once in your lifetime. Now, a lot of people have awakenings and shit, but honestly, all that's happening is these substances are altering your brain in such a way that, I don't know, I'm not a fucking scientist, you just have to try it. But yeah, a lot of people have deep and meaningful thoughts and experiences and awakenings, and they find themselves, and there's a lot of positivity that can come out of psychedelics if used properly, if done right. But there are also like a lot of bad experiences you can have, bad trips, good trips, it all happens. So I've had both, to be honest. After my last acid experience, I said, fuck, wowee, because it's a 14-hour journey. I call it journey because I'll tell you what, it's a fucking journey. I said I was never going to do it again because I've experienced it, I know what it's about, and blah blah blah. But maybe I'm open to do it again, but not for another fucking hopefully 10 years. But yeah, shrooms is also a psychedelic, and you have different visuals, different feelings, and a different experience. So where did I do shrooms? probably the best place you can do it, or the worst. I went camping. I went camping with me, Jay, my brother Bo, which I'll get into. There's a whole story behind that. And my other two mates. Me and my mate Billy bought the shrooms and we were going to surprise my brother and friends with it. But we couldn't keep it secret. We're too excited. We told them beforehand. And everyone was down to try it. So we got to camp. We planned when we're going to take it right before the sunset. So as the sunset kicks in, it's hitting hard and we're feeling it. And we knew we'd had that moment where we all just look at each other and be like, wow, what the fuck? So that was the expectations. We'd all sit in a circle, laugh, tell a few jokes, laugh at nothing really, and then laugh at the fact that we're laughing at nothing, which makes us laugh more. That was the expectations. Yeah, so we went to camp before New Year's. We were planning to go for 3 days, end up staying for 5 days because we just couldn't get enough. And to be honest, I just couldn't be fucked packing up the tents and shit, because that is the worst part of camping, packing everything up. Like, who has time for that, you know? Anyway, anytime we go away to somewhere or we go out for a night, me, my friends and Jay have to discuss, hey, should we bring Bo? That's the point it's gotten to, because like, as Bo gets older, he's getting more and more immature, should I say? Yeah, it's sad, because I want my brother there. It's sad that I have to actually have a discussion asking, should we bring him? Is he going to be a liability? Because bringing him, he just creates an uncertainty that we question, are we going to have a good time, or is he going to like ruin it with like an outburst or some fucking juvenile act? So yeah, we had the discussion. We're like, look, this can be his test. If he behaves himself going camping, when we come home and we go out to celebrate New Year's, we'll bring him on New Year's as well. Yeah, like a child, we said if he behaves this trip, he can come on our next outing, which was in a week after that date. So we let Bo know he can come. It's all Mickey Mouse. He's wrapped. We let him know this is your test. He's like, yeah, cool. Yeah, boy, oh boy. Even on the trip up, he wasn't doing anything silly, but he's just fucking, just a nightmare to travel with. He like spits on himself. He just does silly little fucking things that you'd expect from an 8-year-old. Not even an 8-year-old. Anyway, you've seen his Instagram, Snapchats. Like, if you haven't, I do encourage you to go check it out. I guarantee right now at this second he's got something on his Instagram that's just, I don't know, fucking weird. So yeah, on the trip up, he was just, I don't know, pouring alcohol on his belly button, getting Jay to drink it out, and I don't know, he'd peel his toenail off and chuck it at someone. Just fucking things that you can't stand. And I was the designated driver. Everyone was drinking. I had to drive for 3 hours. And I didn't mind that. That was cool. So, yeah. So we got there. It's going smooth. We meet all our neighbors that are camping next to us and by us. Everyone's getting along. Great. We're all playing cricket, listening to music, drinking beers, having a good time. And then it hits about 6 p.m. And we're like, ooh, it's almost time. It's just about time to have our magic mushrooms. Now, the form of mushrooms that we took were literally mushrooms. I know, like, you can take in other forms, like pill form and blah, blah, blah. But these were just natural, organic mushrooms that make you trip your balls off. We didn't have a lot. When I got it off the guy, I told him, look, I want to have a good time. I don't want to have a bad trip. I just want something that we can all chill with. We're by a river. I don't want any tragedies to come out of this, what should be amazing bonding experience. So he gave us 1.5 grams each, which he said was level 2, which is the magic level. Level 1, you don't have the visuals, but you know, you're still feeling it. Level 2, you don't have the visuals like you would at level 3, but you still have like pretty strong visuals. Not gonna lie, for me it was pretty strong, but it's not like you're gonna see a walking carrot like people fucking say, oh my god, I thought I was a milkshake and I was gonna fall over and die. Like, come on. Anyway, yeah, 1.5 grams each. Got it down. Didn't taste bad at all. Like, tasted like a mushroom. So, didn't mind that at all. Yeah, and then we waited. After 45 minutes, I was just walking. And then all of a sudden, my feet were touching the sand and I felt it. Like, obviously everyone can feel it, but I took notice on how good my foot feels touching the sand. Feels so relaxing and natural, and it feels like I'm one with the earth. It's just after 45 minutes, that's when I knew it was kicking in, because I've done acid before and you can feel it creeping up on you. If I say I've done acid before one more time, I'm just gonna like shoot myself. Anyway, so I've done acid before. I'm kidding. Yeah, so just feeling the sand, then a slow euphoric feeling starts to creep up. And then I'm like, guys, I'm going to go piss behind that tree over there. I kid you not, it took me 20 minutes to walk 10 meters and climb up this little hill to piss. I was just like on all fours, climbing, touching everything, kind of disorientated to where I was. But it took about 10 minutes to walk to about, 20 meters away and take a piss. That's when I knew, fuck, yeah, this is real. No going back now. Time to ride it out. So I go back and look at my mate. I'm like, are you feeling it? He's like, yeah, I'm feeling it, blah, blah, blah. My other two friends call and they're like, hey, we're at the campsite. We can't get to it. Can you come pick us up? I'm like, wow, I can't drive. My mate's like, I can't drive either. So we asked our neighbor, hey, can you drive us to the front of the campsite and pick him up? I'll tell you what, that drive there was the most amazing drive I've ever had in my life. The sunset was setting. The track there, it's a proper four-wheel drive track. You have to have a four-wheel drive to go on this track. We were bouncing. The music was blaring. I was looking at all the inside lights in the car, like the lights on the radio and stuff and all the numbers and stuff. They were sparkling. Everything was vibrating. The bass you could feel so intensely. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing. I just looked at my mate. I was like, wow, this is amazing. If this is what it feels like for this whole trip, then I can't imagine my life not on shrooms. Like, this is the new normal for me if this is what it feels like. Obviously, I knew, having done acid, there I said it again. I'm alive, guys. It was a joke. Especially with the sunset in the woods that we're in. Everything was just amazing. I just thought Earth is amazing. Like, what a privilege to be on this Earth. It's so fascinating. There was not one problem in the world at that point. I thought everyone should be on shrooms in nature. Fuck this capitalistic society. Fuck civilization that we know. Everyone should live like this. And that's just how I was feeling. Like, I was pretty much a hippie at that point. I was ready to call my mum and say, hey, look, sell the house. I'm not coming home. Actually, keep the house. Fuck the house. It's not about the house. I'm not coming home. When I got back to the campsite, after that amazing experience, this is where it started to go downhill. How did it start to go downhill? I took one look at Bo and wowee. He was having a mad time, but he just looked like a fucking demon. He looked so scary. He pretty much became non-human. Now, you could say it was the shrooms that was talking, but even people who weren't on shrooms were saying, fuck, he's pretty out of control. And that was only the start of it. The look in his eyes, just the way he was moving his body, it was just, for me, it made me so anxious. And that's when I started to have like a bad trip. And I was like, wow, just get these shrooms out of my system, please. I can't deal with this. Because normally, I'm the caretaker in the group. That's just my natural instinct. That's when I feel easy. That's when I feel stress-free, no anxiety at all. When I can't control the situation, then that's when my anxiety levels start to raise. And that was the perfect recipe for a bad trip. Now, looking at Bo, I just sat down, took a seat. I'm like, fuck, I can't do this. If he's going to be like this the whole trip, then just make it stop, please. So I just sat down for about 2 hours, just looking at him being like, oh God, no, stop. Like, I kid you not, the best way to describe it, he looked like a meth head, dead set. And when I was telling him, please, bro, just please calm down a little bit, because he was acting out of control, like making sounds, screaming, going up to our neighbors, being a fucking idiot. And to this day, he'll deny all his actions, won't take accountability. He'll say he was just having fun at the expense of everyone else's fun. But yeah, that's what happened. It got to the point where he was going up to people and I was like, you know what? At some point, someone's going to hit him and I'm just going to make the decision now. Is it even worth jumping in? Because honestly, at that point, I kind of wanted someone to hit him. It got progressively worse. He was going up to girls. He says he wasn't hitting on them. Unfortunately, they all had boyfriends. So he says he wasn't hitting on them. They wanted him. And he eventually got pushed to the floor by someone. And I was like, yep, this is it. I knew it was going to happen. And I just sat down in my chair, shaking my head. And I was like, wow, fuck. I knew it was going to happen. I called it. And yeah, I'm like, Bo's going to get bashed tonight. I know it. And at that point, my anxiety levels was through the roof. And I couldn't wait until the shrooms just cooled down a little bit. So I had some control over the situation. Yeah, at one point, so at some point we had to physically constrain him, hold him down on the floor. He was screaming, get off me, blah, blah, blah. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. From something that started so beautiful, it ended pretty badly. So yeah, that's what happened with Bo. Eventually he cooled down after me pleading. I was like, please Bo, go to bed, please, I beg you, just go to bed for a few hours, let it ride out, and you can come out and continue the party. He was like, nah, pay me, because you know how he says pay me for everything. I was like, Bo, I will pay you $200 right now if you go to sleep. And unfortunately he didn't listen. He went and run amok a little bit more. I was just sitting there saying never again, I knew I shouldn't have brought him, blah blah blah, he's not coming on New Year's, blah blah blah. Yeah, it was just, honestly, best way to describe it, a mess. Especially with all the bystanders and neighbors. Everyone was off their heads on alcohol and shit, but Bo was just another level. And yeah, to this day, he still thinks he did nothing. He was just having fun. It was everyone else's problem that they didn't like the fact that he was having fun. But I was like to him, you can have fun, just not at the expense of other people having fun, you know? Like, relax. Unfortunately, he can't take accountability for his own actions, and I've already told him this, so if he listens, I really don't care at this point. It's unfortunate because I would love him to go out with us and we will have a good time, but it can't happen, and that's his own fault. So yeah. So once the shroom experience was over, I was wrapped, to be honest. I appreciate the magical time I had when it first started, the experience, but yeah, the rest of it, whack. Next time I do it, I'm gonna definitely make sure Bo's not there. Yeah, I don't even know if there's a next time. Like, yeah, I felt I experienced it. It was all good, and yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll probably just leave it at that too. So if anyone else has had a shroom experience, let me know. And how was your experience? Did something ruin your trip? Was your trip amazing? Did you have a bad trip from the start? All right, yeah, anyway, so the rest of the camping trip was pretty good. Bo was still, you know, running a bit of a muck, but he was reasonable. Definitely made up for the first night. He ended up becoming the life of the fucking whole camping trip with all our neighbors. Like, they were just giving him bugs and shit, and he'd eat it. And yeah, honestly, I don't know what to say about that. He can do that. He can do him. Like, we used to eat bugs all the time for genossians and shit, but if he wants to eat bugs, he can eat bugs. He ended up getting salmonella from eating raw chicken that he cooked. Well, didn't cook, obviously, which is a shame. But other than that, we had an amazing time, and it was a 7 out of 10 camping trip. Would I recommend shrooms to you guys? The responsible thing to say would be, no, don't do drugs, stay in school, get a 9-to-5 job, and live an ordinary life. Now the fucking sick cunt in me would say, do it. But look, honestly, only if you're spiritual enough and if you think you can handle it. The thing is, you don't know what you're in for before you tried it. So that's all I can say, if you think you can handle it. Now, if you can, because I've experienced it, I'll give you some tips or advice before doing it. Don't take too much the first time. Do a micro amount or a bit more than that. Like, do a reasonable amount that you're not going to trip off your balls. Just, you know, kind of warm yourself up to it. It's like before you do anal the first time, you like warm up, maybe stick 1 finger in, then 2, then maybe 3, and then you fucking start fisting. So, you know, you got to warm it up, put some lube in it. So yeah, don't take too much, don't do anything silly. Make sure it's in a controlled environment. I don't recommend doing it in public at all. Definitely not. A lot of people take it at music festivals and stuff, but they're probably experienced doing it. But I honestly wouldn't take it at a music festival, no way. Because I don't want to end up being that fuckhead on Facebook licking the dirt while everyone's recording. Because I've seen those videos and I don't want to be that guy. That's a guy I thought Bo was going to be. Lucky we were at camp and no one really had their phones, but I thought for sure someone's going to film it and it's going to get out there somehow. But another tip, make sure you're feeling positive before doing it. You don't want to go in with any negative feelings or doubt. You want to be comfortable, relaxed, stress-free, and in a nice location. I recommend starting during the day because the colors are so vibrant. Everything just looks dreamy, really. The time we did it was pretty good too, transitioning into nighttime, so that was good. I wish I did it a bit earlier though. We did it near a river. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Just in case, you know, you don't want any tragedies. Don't do it near a cliff, obviously. Fucking don't, just maybe do it in a backyard or something. I don't know. Also, if you can't handle it, maybe bring a Zan. That will help ease it. It will start to neutralize you. You might even pass out off the Zan. But yeah, if it all gets too much, which for a lot of people it does, yeah, take a Zan and a Xanax and ride it out. Alright, that'll just about do it. So if you guys want another story about the first time I did acid or something. I don't want this to turn into a drug channel. The first time I did weed, the first time I did heroin. Hey, I've never done that. Never will. So yeah, if you want me to tell the story of that, because that's quite a story too, to be honest, let me know in the comments. Alright guys, that should just about do it. As usual, the top 5 comments regarding the topic of this video will be featured at the end of the next video. So please do get commenting, leave a big, fat, voluptuous, juicy like, and you'll definitely be hearing from me in the next video. So, on that note, goodbye and good luck. Peace. Comments from last video brought to you by Luke fucking Brooks.